Hey there. Hi, good morning. How's everybody doing? Oh no, I've made a mess. I can't wear white shirts. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because the extra mustache and everything, the liquid it always gets on my mustache and drips onto my shirt, no matter what it is. Now I have a stained white t-shirt. It goes into the bin with the rest of the uh, playing outdoors, having dirty activities outdoor t-shirts. Can't go out of the club in this one anymore. Anyways, hello. Thought maybe we might talk about voting and corporatocracies and what you think democracy means and these midterm elections and why people, there's these people in this wannabe woke community that really believe that they've got to do something. And they got to really put their vote, their left or right foot forward, because whether you like it or not, there's only two parties, right? And they're both controlled by the same system. And you'd like to think, it would be nice to think that maybe you get something different from the other side. You don't. And I can prove it. And it doesn't, and I'll prove to you also why your vote doesn't matter. Did anybody pay attention to it at all? Does anybody know who this dude Fetterman is? John Fetterman or something? I've listened to him talk a couple times, and it is clear that he probably shouldn't even be a greeter at Walmart. It's clear that he doesn't have the mental capacities to do just about anything. I don't know. Um, it's like they're lowering the bar and lowering the bar. Now, do I like anybody in politics? Probably not. Maybe on a personal level, if I ever met them, they might be okay people. But as their job goes, I don't really care for any of them, right? But if you did have to make a choice and you were really believing that your vote mattered, and here's I'm going to prove it to you in two ways that your vote doesn't matter because there's no, or that people are so dumb that it's inconceivable. So it was Fetterman and Dr. Oz. Now here's how weird and wacky the world is. Dr. Oz was on Oprah. Now is he closer in line with maybe some healthy things and trying to give people some decent information and you know, hey, get more fresh fruits in your diet, da 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 da. And he's a little less doctory. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't, he's a doctor, so he's already bought and paid for. He's already in line with the pharmaceutical establishment. I get it. But the person, Oprah, that had him on a show that made him famous, that's the Dr. Oz. That's gave him his own show, the whole thing. She when he ran against Fetterman, she didn't take the Republican side. She took the Democrat side and said she endorses Fetterman, not Dr. Oz. Just listening to these two talk, it's plain, it's clear, it's obvious. There's one person that has a brain. While they might use it for despicable means, maybe, I don't know. At least it functions. At least there's something going on in there. Where the other dude, it's he try this, get as drunk as possible and record yourself talk and then like, what was I talking about? That's what he sounds like on a good day. Well, he's sober. I mean, I'm guessing he's sober. This dude is completely. I don't know if he had a brain aneurysm or a heart attack or something. His brain is clearly not attached to his mouth. And apparently, he won a seat. It was actually a red state, and then he beat Dr. Oz out with 2 point. Like I think it was like 2.4 million votes. Now, I don't know what to tell you, Pennsylvania. I mean, I get it when people are voting, they're usually voting for a color. I get it, but for the state to flip from clearly in anyone's brain, if you believe in the lockstep, if you don't believe in that, if you just believe that there's blue that stands for this and red stands for this, and you're going to take your party lines, understandable. But I couldn't imagine how last election it was red, right? Which would have been Republican. And now Fetterman, this dude that is a shell of a human being. There's probably gerbils playing tennis in his brain at all points in time. He can't make a coherent. I mean, he's worse than your boy Joe Biden, and that's hard. It's something to say right there. At least Joe Biden, what he has going for him is he's like 950 years old, and he definitely has dementia. But these are the people that are running your political circus, your political theater. That most of these people they vote, they don't realize it's a theater and a joke. So they're going off and voting with the expectation that something will go their way because they voted for the right color. Now, if everything was tallied up the right way, and there were really that many people, and there was more people that voted for this guy, what can you really say about the state of this affairs in this world, in this country for that matter, for this corporation, in this like how literally how? Go ahead and go look some highlights of him talking. It is absolutely unbearable. It's embarrassing. I feel sorry for him. I don't often feel sorry for anyone. I don't like the feeling of feeling sorry for someone. I say, oh no, they'll get through this and we can help them. No, this dude is mentally incapable, beyond repair. And so the reason they do this, because they want to continually lower the bar and lower expectations. That if you can have an absolute fool stand in front of you and tell you this is what it is, and you listen and you go for it, then it's lowered your intelligence. And they continually do this, worse and worse every time. Politicians haven't been getting better. There's not like they're just lowering the quality. This is what you do in corporations. This is number one business rule. You have to either increase the cost or lower the quality of the product, thereby making more money next time. Now they're doing the same thing psychologically to people. They're just lowering the bar every single time. And people just are fully accepting it. They're like, well, okay, whoever's in charge now is garbage. And the next time they're like, okay, maybe this won't be. And they're in equal measures, just like, well, we'll just shave a little bit of intelligence off of here and it'll make everybody listen to somebody that's stupider than the last time. Like we have people running parts of your state, local, your city governance, your country governance. You have people in the House, the Senate that you really wouldn't trust doing even the most menial, basic tasks in life. You wouldn't trust them. Yet here they are on TV, just stuttering and mumbling and stumbling through a bunch of. I mean, what are they playing? Sudoku with letters and trying to. I mean, who knows? Can you even do that in Sudoku with numbers? They don't even know. I don't even know, and they're just talking random. Like they just say stuff and be like, "I'll vote for the red guy." And somebody's like, "Hey, I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in. I'm gonna vote centrist. I'm gonna vote Green Party. I'm gonna vote for." And what do they get? 1%. It's not that the other people, the red and blue people, wouldn't vote green or the other one. They just don't know who they are, and they have no. They're like, well, my affiliation has been with, the Dems or the Republicans or whatever. And they always have to. They make it right down to the wire. I mean, what's the chances? What are the real chances that half the people that vote? Because you realize that more people don't vote than do vote, so we win. In reality, the people that don't vote win. We say we don't have any faith or trust in anything that's going on. We don't participate in your stupid system. There's more of us by far. But between the two, the red and blue, if they were just to stand and take a look at all of the options, well, here's the green one too, and here's the yellow one you're not familiar with, and here's a centrist that might actually be more. You might find those people who go, well, you know what? I don't have to tell anybody about. Yeah, I lean Democrat, but I'm going to vote centrist. It would change everything. But would you ever know? I mean, have votes ever counted? Was it Carlin said if voting mattered, the corporate overlords would never let you do it. All it really is to see. All they're really doing is seeing if their their propaganda machine worked. That's all. They're not going to tell you the actual numbers that came out. How clueless do people have to be? There was problems with all the machines this year again. Come on. Last time you got people just throwing ballots in. Here's a box. So I don't know. Who cares? Who cares, really? Nobody will figure it out. Nobody cares. It's not going to matter anyways. They already selected these people. They already selected these people. If you didn't know, like, if you don't know that Vegas runs who's going to win a boxing match, Vegas is into gambling, right? But they're not into gambling, they're into a business. And everything you can gamble on, I guarantee you they're in the 51 to higher percentage. They're not taking losses, they're not taking L's. The house doesn't take L's. So anything you can gamble on, if you don't realize the little sports shows that you watch, that's all scripted. You don't think it isn't? Of course it is. It has to be. They might make minute changes here and there, depending on which way bets swung, but they already know how that works. They already have algorithms for this. They already know how people are going to bet. So you don't think the same thing is happening when there's a lot of money on the line, politics, a lot of control, a lot of money, a lot of influence, a lot of sway. They're controlling that. What's up, Will? What are you doing? So if you don't think it wasn't already scripted out, that like, what is it going to do? Fetterman wins, and they just put it out there like, here's one of the dumbest apes that you'll ever hear talk. There's no doubt about it. He doesn't have the capacity to have a conversation. He couldn't have a conversation with a piece of toast. A bagel would beat him in a spelling bee. Yeah, I would bet he probably has to try to put his shoes on and puts them on the wrong feet like a toddler. And now, could this be because of he had something happened to his brain, something happened to a heart attack? I don't know. Nonetheless, that's not who you want. You want him driving a bus. You're gonna get on that bus if he's driving? Oh no, you wouldn't. You can't. I bet he doesn't drive. I bet he can't drive. What's up, Danny? What's up, Amara? Yes, I go by Zeb. Zeb is fine. So they just lower the quality of all these things. They already knew they were putting it in place, because what happens now? Everybody goes, how the hell did that happen? And it's probably was it in a state that was having problems with the ballot system and whatever, or no? I don't know. I just looked at it this morning because that was the one that I was like, okay, this will show you everything you need to know. And I was right. I knew he'd win. And I was like, but in the real world, if you were to just give it a little, you'd be like, yeah, you got to go with the doctor over here. He's a doctor. He's literally a doctor. Right? Or you got the dude that I think he played football and he probably has like multiple head injuries, and it just doesn't looks like a Neanderthal. Like, literally, who do you pick? I don't know anybody that wouldn't go with the good doctor, even if you don't like him as a TV personality, because that's what he is first. Go ahead, put that guy in. If people aren't, just go. But they're gonna. Don't worry. They'll give. I haven't looked at the results yet. They'll give the key states away, the ones that are supposed to win, like Florida. Florida, there's no way it's changing. You can't let that wouldn't happen. If they change Florida, like that dude, whatever his name is, DeSantis, whatever you think about him on a major scale. I mean, because on a major scale, there's some major problems. But on a what does he seems like he done? Kept the state open, blah blah blah. He's not going to. He should win by what, 20 points? Am I wrong here? Go look it up. I'll bet you 20 points, easy. And it's an underselling on how much he should win by. What other states will stay red? I mean, of course, we already have, but Pennsylvania, they went blue from red. That makes no sense. Not at all. In no way. But somehow. So what other states classically go Democrat, Republican? But the silly, stupid, sorrowful thing is the reason people pick the red or the blue is based upon 4 major issues that really don't matter. It's just talking points. Let's go through the talking points. What do you think about, uh, hey, can we, are you, what kind of religion do you have? We'll start with that one. It's not a policy, but it's going to be heavily influencing people. Uh, do you believe in abortions or not? What about gun laws? Let's just go with that. Those two things, no bearing on these people. Most of these people that are voting on it, they either have a gun or they'll never touch a gun. Well, then that's just what it is. Even if it was passed, even if it wasn't, they would still keep their gun and they still wouldn't have a gun. And the people that are voting on abortions, these are people that literally, most of them are too old. No one's fucking them anyways. They're not about to have a baby. They don't even have to think about that. They've already raised their kids. They had to struggle through raising their kids, and now they want to make sure you have to struggle raising your kids. This is who cares? You have no business in that. But yet they'll make that the main thing. So people are going to vote based on that shit, which has nothing to do with your day-to-day life and these other politics that are coming into play. But you don't pay attention to those. You don't have time. You're too busy getting the sound bites off of, well, what's CNN, what's Fox say. The people you still listen to that news. You got people out here still listen to the news, think they're woke, think they're, well, here, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but in case you don't remember, it was all the Democrats' fault. They locked you in your houses. They went, sorry, bro. Your boy Trump was warp speed, pushing the whole thing. You're not going to stand by. You forgot about that, huh? You realize that those two parties are owned. They should all have NASCAR suits on where it tells you their sponsors. And if you don't think that they're going to be speaking for this pharmaceutical company and this manufacturer of steel and this, we're making batteries, it's worth more than somebody like, hey, we're big oil. I'm like, well, this other thing, they're giving me more money. So I don't think that's going to work. There's too many influences and they're all very specific. So if you think they're going to speak for you, you are clueless. So if you think that the way things just occurred was because of Democrats, you don't understand the system. They put the dumbest, weakest, silliest Democrats in there. They've been the Democrats, whatever you call them, Democrats. I don't know what you people say. You think what's the choice? You keep Biden, who you can't even speak, and you put Kamala Harris that just giggles and like she should be in therapy, because when people laugh like that, they're not well. Let's just put it that way. Okay, that person needs a lot of help. I mean, the fact that it's probably, you know, the cheekbones, that eyebrow ridge. I'm not saying that everybody in these positions of power are mentally distraught, and perhaps we're different species or gender or race or something prior. I don't know. They just make it up as they go along. We just change the religion in the middle of something. I don't know. And then who you got? Nancy Pelosi that's been in doing something for 50 or 60 years. And then you've already had the influence of, why are these, nobody pays attention to the larger World Bank, the IMF, the National Monetary Fund, these people that are Agenda 2030, 21, blah, blah, blah. It's already shown to you. Like we told you. And they go, but it was the Democrats and messed everything up, and now we need the orange guy to fix it for us. Okay. I bet he's going to do that if he gets back in. And this midterms. It's midterms. Didn't you do that in high school? You goofs. Oh, he had a stroke. That's what he did. No, it doesn't really matter. It just needs to be said again. These people are not. These people really think they woke. They think they got it. You know what a woke is? It's a wake. It's a funeral. Good morning. You're mourning over the wake. Like you're not woke. You're still dead. That's what awake people go to a wake. Don't be awake. Do anything but do that. How about that? uh, What is your D? Amar? What do you mean? What is? I don't understand that one. D-O and then C. What do you Lilith? And you got me on what? What do you mean? What is your? Anyways, so yeah, it's they was like, oh, it, why don't people get this? It's the politicians saying, let's fix the politicians. It's like they're gonna have oversight over themselves. Politicians are already, once you're in the game, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Nobody know when they first get into it, they really think they're holding strong to something, and then as soon as they've been in there for a couple of years and they're moving their way up the ladder, they're getting paid more and more, getting more. Here's a little insider trading tip. Hey, here's a golden parachute for when you're out of office. Don't worry, come, you're already in the business. You sit on the board, we'll just pay you. But I have values, I have morals. I have $50 million. Guess we could. Guess I kind of adjust my values and morals. I don't really, my ethics and So there's other gray area. I hear what you're saying. And then they become nothing else. They're not. They can't stand by anything. And again, it's the fact that you all don't understand this. They didn't. Most of them get into it through uh, what's it called? Family or whatever ties. Uh, why am I thinking Pluto right now? It's not Pluto. Anyways, you get into it through that or through business clubs, or you went to the right college or whatever. So you already know what you're getting into. You're getting paid. That's what this is my life. I'm getting paid. That's all that matters. There's few and far between the politicians go, I'm gonna get in there and change the world for everybody. No, you're not. You're not. Sorry to break it to you. There's way too many other bells and whistles and chains and puppet masters and influences, then it doesn't matter what you say. And the farther you go up, the more you're being swayed to say something in one way or another. It's just what it is. don't do I don't do drugs. Oh, your drug of choice. Okay, yeah. I don't do drugs. Danny doesn't do drugs. Yeah, right. Danny does. Yeah, weed's not a drug. Whatever, dude. Weed's a drug. It always has been. Alcohol's a drug. Everything's a drug. I see the food you eat. I know what's in there. There's drugs in that food. Everybody's on drugs. When's the last time you ate food that wasn't from a garden? Probably every day. I guarantee there's some drugs in there. I just happen to know what my drug is, and it cleans out all the other drugs from my system. So if I do eat something that has chemicals that I don't like, this will flush it right out of my system. I am the motherboard. Uh-huh. Ah, yes. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, so you sipping some wine? Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I didn't really drink yesterday. I had a beer last night and took a nice nap and got up and figured I like to start the day with I would like wine, but I already know if I start drinking wine early, I'm gonna pass out early. So a beer is a good help, moves things through. A little bit of coffee and a beer and a shit. About always be cleansing. ABCs, always be cleansing. Always be cleaning yourself. And coffee, pretty heavy duty diuretic, and beer definitely helps you poop. It's better out than in, huh? I said, Danny high on life. Uh-huh. Danny always got jokes. Yep. So I think I covered everything I want to, but like I don't who needs to hear that? I mean, I don't I don't know how people don't get it. I think that's the dilemma. It's the general population is impervious to new information. They're just like, nope, I already know what I know. I don't have time for this. Nope, I already bought what I bought, and I'm like, yeah, but that's a terrible product. It's gonna hurt you. And they go, I don't care. I'm like, that's the toy is gonna break, and your child's gonna injure itself because they go, whatever. I bought it. I bought it. It's done. That knowledge you think you have, you could just throw that out. No, no, no. I like where I am, and they're not going to change. People are as an on an individual level, people can change. People do change. People often make different life choices, and they influence themselves to do something new, something different, something to help their life. A lot of people do this individually, but on a grand scale, on a mass scale, in a collective, people are not trying to hear it. People are already stuck and set in their ways. Once you get a group of once you get after you get three people, I have an opinion, somebody else's opinion. That third person, uh, they're gonna they're they're gonna pick a side. It's gonna be based on whoever they probably like better, or if they already had an opinion on the matter. Now that's two people versus one. They're going to stick on that team. A new person comes to the group and is on that team. If there's three people that agree with something and one person says, no, that's absolutely false, because of that psychology of strength and numbers, even if they were dead wrong and one person was on the fence and the other person kind of thought they knew, it doesn't matter. You could sit there blue in the face and go pointing right, showing somebody something works. So this is what it is, this is how it works. And they'll be like, no, that's not what my grandpa said. Like your grandpa's a dummy. I'm sorry. Can't say that, right? That's just been my political views. That's just been what I grew up drinking. I'm a Pabst guy. Oh wait, what is this Pabst? Yes, yeah. So I drink this. I just eat oysters and drink Pabst. That's what I do. No, it's not what I do. I don't. I drink whatever beer. I don't. I just buy this because it's cheap and it's readily available. Tomorrow you might see me drink a Coors, or maybe a Mick Ultra. I don't know, or maybe a really fancy beer. Can you can if people took their political affiliations the same way they take the consumption of the food they eat, the beer they drink, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Skull's already got the cider on. Cider with black currant. Nice. Watching a newscaster. You'd rather watch a football game? I've been enjoying watching football this year because again, I know that's a show in no different like it's no different than watching a movie. I already get that. So there's less of the, oh, I'm committed to an outcome here and I really love this. It's like it's already done. It's I'm watching a newscaster. Oh, once you know that everything they're saying is complete, you know, horse manure, and you can watch it differently. What's up, Skull? Is it fixed now? Is the audio fixed? Let me know if the audio is fixed or if I got to reset it. How about now? Before I go off on another rampage. Okay, cool, cool. Oysters with Tabasco and crackers. Can't. Tabasco is not hot sauce. It's absolutely trash. It does, however, work on some things. It can work on some things. But as an overall thing, no, it's garbage. I hate Tabasco sauce. I don't know how anybody likes that. It's not hot sauce. It's just flavored vinegar. And I really can't do oysters. It gives me the hives, yo. Oysters are doesn't work in my system. Oysters, Rockefeller, you cook them bitches? I could probably eat some. Sushi, I can eat sushi. I'm good with raw fish. But bottom feeders, I love. I can eat them, but the John, okay. Yeah, oysters at Tabasco. Yeah, and down here, that's like a major thing. Getting there's oyster bars everywhere. It's like that. That's the fucking thing people do. They're like you go to a bar. I'm like, I'm at the bar, and over there's another bar. It's like specifically for oysters. I'm like, I guess people slurp them bitches down. I'm like, and I've tried it. Some of my friends absolutely love oysters. I'm like, ah, like it's like I know what this tastes like, and I know what it feels like in my mouth. Yes, like a lot of snot or semen, whatever. I've tasted my own semen. I'm a fucking adult. I know. It's the same thing. I don't like it. It's not my preference. I'll put some hot sauce on a loogie. Like, oh, what's wrong with you people? Hey, let's get the thing that cleans the ocean water, the dirtiest fucking possible thing ever, and we don't even cook it. We'll just shove it right into our mouth because it's an aphrodisiac. Ooh. Makes your pussy stink. Makes you shit your pants. It's no good. Clams. Well, see, maybe that's for women. Maybe that's your thing. I mean, because yes, Penny does enjoy a mouthful of a hot load. In a can, clams in a can with white wine sauce. Okay, but see, everything for me, I'll eat any of that if it's cooked. It's just like the raw of the clams in a can. Although what white, what's it like? So you got the Boston clam chowder, like the regular white clam chowder is my go-to. That's good. and then orange. It's funny, I have an orange, and I had a dream last night. I I don't remember how I got this special delivery, I guess. I had a dream last night that I was specifically looking for oranges, and I woke up and there's one sitting there. And I was like, where the hell did this come from? Could have come from the dream world. Maybe I literally pulled something in from the dream realm. Breakfast of champions. Coffee, beer, and an orange. Ah, that's the thing. Whenever you cut your fingernails, it's hard to open a beer, and I have no way to dig into this orange to get it open. Oysters in a can, not clams. What's up, T? Oh yeah, you had some. Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, weird experiences are pretty much a regular basis. Like in life, I don't have the craziest experience, but I mean, they're interesting. There's some interesting synchronicities that occur. But in the dream world, oh yeah, very much used to it. Lucid, out of body, like an astral travel. You know, most of the time, I'm able to collect my dream where I'm like, okay, I'm lucid. I can kind of do something here. Other times, I'm just kind of observing, going, this is weird. Coffee, cider, and a joint. Yeah, I don't have any weed, and I can't get high in the morning. The other day, I'm hanging out with dude, fucking Seifel. Hang out with Seifel the other day. And he's like, dude, just fucking come on, get high with me. I was like, oh Jesus Christ. I was like, it's like 10, it's like 10 a.m. I'm like, I'm an adult. I know it doesn't look like it. I don't have a regular, I don't have things to do per se, but I do have things to do. I was like, if I get high in the morning, I'm just toast for the day. So I get high with him. I was like, half an hour in, I'm just like, dude, I told you this is not fucking take a nap, go sit by the river and do nothing. And then we just decided to drink and get high all day. Met a lot of cool people. Good times. But yeah, I can't. I don't smoke weed till after sundown. After I got a couple beers in me. You saying raw garlic, or you mean raw garlic, or you mean garlic and apple cider vinegar on oysters or clams? Oh, with the cucumbers. Okay, I missed out. Missed a comment. Sorry, we're digging around in this orange. Oh yeah, the vinegar cucumbers. Well, if you warm up the vinegar, hmm warm up the vinegar, flip, hmm and roast that garlic too. Yeah, I always forget that skull. Whenever I'm talking to people, I always have to go. Oh, that's right. I don't know where everybody's at. And some people, it's like Danny. What time is it for you right now? Like 6:30, 7:30, or 7:30. Mm-hmm. Well, you had it. Yeah, well, at least you got a delivery. I mean, no, it's DHL. T, it's 15:21 where you are. So it's 3:30. Okay. Scotland, Scotland Yard. So you in see all over the place, man. You Scotland, Toronto, Ireland, Scots, and the Irish. Danny out there in Nevada. Motherfucking Pitbull over here, man. Goddamn Mr. Worldwide, huh? Power of the internet, man. None of us would know each other. I would I would still be doing what I was doing before. This is different cities I lived in. Let's go out to a bar, start shooting, shoot, and sit with somebody. 2 hours later, they're like, "Who the fuck are you? Why do you know all this crazy shit?" And the upgrade here is at least you'll remember the conversation most of the time. My bar, yeah, people are like, they're already fucking few drinks deep. I like it. I mean, my sleeping patterns have changed too quite a bit. Mm, because my hours of operation are not like everybody else's. And my job, my work is 24 hours a day. Meaning, people will call me at 3, 4 in the morning because they live somewhere else, or them like, hey, here's email or something. And something always happens where I would just wake up. I'm like, what the fuck am I? Why am I awake at this hour? And then I'll go, oh, 2 minutes later, phone rings. There's a message. There's an email. There's a something, and it always happens like that. So my hours are very, very diverse, and I find myself getting up at least with the. No matter when I go to sleep, I'll wake up when the sun is up. Ugh. And I'm so mobile. Beers and oranges and hot chocolate for breakfast. I like it. Well, if anybody wants to, you guys know the rules here. You're allowed to donate to me, and you're allowed to go to my WordPress. It's on the bottom there. I'll tell you, or in the description box. And there's also like CashApp, PayPal, if you want to. There maybe a couple bucks to make sure that I have a roof over my head and a beer in my hand. Pretty cheap date, you know. Um, Yes, yes. And if you do need any help from me on a one-on-one situation, there's my email even that you're available to use, you're allowed to use, and you can use my I put it on there. I'm pretty sure it's on there. And there's my Instagram where I'm always available to talk shit with. I mean, not always, but you get on, just have little combos. You can send me fun little memes. But if you need my help, there's my email too. If you're like so embarrassed because maybe you have hemorrhoids and you don't want to talk about how your butthole is like a throbbing, bleeding, pus-filled sack of mess, and you want to know how to fix that, I could probably help you with that. You know, if it's too embarrassing, or maybe some other psychological issue that you don't want to talk about here. Like, I don't know, maybe you have some childhood trauma, and you're like, who is he? Is he even? Did you go to college for this? Did you know? No, I'm just like an armchair quarterback. I just know what I'm talking about. And maybe I studied a little bit. If you need help with anything, let me know. And you can also ask him, because that way you get quadruple verified. Like if everybody else in the room was like, yeah, that's, I had the same thing. Like, oh, I understand. And, that's what this is open forum of all of you lovely people, and me trying to corral a bunch of cats. It's kind of like how people's mind. You ever see somebody that's very scatterbrained in their mind? And when they're talking, they're all over the place, and you can see that there's something happening in their brain, and they're usually darty. Everything's like, what are you on? And it's just their general anxious behavior. They can't still their own mind. So we try to do that. I pretend you're a bunch of kittens. I have to collect you into a little area. And just calm down the kittens. A spiritual ninja warrior. All right. Well, I might as well have. It'll be two beers for breakfast, and then I'm good at what I do. I'm very good at what I do. I'm very aware. I've come to a healthy respect for myself about what I'm doing. Yes, I'm very good at it. I don't know what it is, but I'm good at it because people tell me I'm good at it. Whatever I'm doing, they're like, "Why are you so good at that?" It could be anything, really. Could be cooking, could be sports, could be eating pussy, could be psychologically massaging people's, or massage for that matter. Whatever the fuck it is. I'm just pretty good at it. Unless they just don't know what good is. Then in that case, I'm great. Yeah, Danny, these are all Danny's things. She has ADHD, PTSD, dyslexic. She already knows. Yeah, that's about it. Well, I think you spelled wait, dyslexic. Okay, I thought so. All right. Yeah, it's a two. That's what we'll do. It's a two. From now on, my show is going to be a 2-drink minimum, and here's how it works. You get yourself a drink, and you buy me a drink, and you can listen all day. 2-drink minimum. I'll be here for hours. Time is it's now, so I'll be here until the next now, then perhaps one after that. Oh, speaking of vortexing fringe. This morning I woke up to a bunch of pictures that somebody had sent me, and they all had to do basically with I don't think they knew what they were. I mean, I knew they knew what they were sending me, but some of them got into some other stuff that I know about that you all should look into. And if you don't know, look into Ibrahim Karim, Dr. Ibrahim, like Abraham, but with an I. Karim, Karim, and it's biogeometry. So you're going to look into bioacoustics and biogeometry, and these will take you into, just look up images and pictures, especially in biogeometry. And then after you do that, you can go and find my dude, the Black Airbender, on Instagram. He does a lot with a lot with different types of technologies to influence resonance in places. You'll see if you don't know. You deflated this last year? Oh, I hear you on that. Oh, you want Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Oh man, Zlatan? That's my guy. Are you serious? That's my guy. I put him. I definitely. He's top 10 for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't not pick him. You couldn't. You couldn't not pick him. Is what I'm saying. You wouldn't. Here's why. Because you wouldn't want him on the other team. This is how you gotta. This is how you gotta draft. If you ever at the park playing basketball, you might not take. You just the guy that probably should be picked last. You just don't want him on the other team sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather have the guy that's gonna kind of play goofy and maybe foul somebody and play hard defense, but have a couple of turnovers. You're gonna take him because you don't want to be playing against that. And I'm not saying Zlatan's anything like that because he's a fucking magician, but you take him first. I'm taking him over just about anybody. Yeah, he's in his 40s and you wouldn't even know this. Yeah. Yeah, he's all over the place. He played. Remember, do you remember when he played for LA? For Los Angeles, he came to the States. I don't know where the hell is he playing now. I think he came here for like 2 years. And he took out a full page ad. Did anybody see this? He took out a full page ad, like congratulating himself for coming to LA. Like that he was bigger than Los Angeles. Oh, he's injured? No. Zlatan does not get injured? No. What did he do? Was it kickboxing related or was it soccer related? Because you can't be that big and get hurt in soccer. Soccer you can't get unless someone does something stupid and like fucking, you know, fucks your ankle up or something. I'll watch the World Cup. I mean, I will, but I don't really have. It's tough because it's tough to watch because I used to play. Like I played D1, so I should. I've always had this like thing where I'm just like, oh, it's so frustrating to watch these little pussies fall over the field on some injury shit. Like, yo, if you're gonna get injured, you're about to get hit for real. And it just turned into such a fairy faggy fucking flaming hot Cheetah league of piss poor little pussy bitches. It's very frustrating to watch. Yes, are they extremely skilled and talented? Of course, but yeah, and it's just like I could have probably played that and made some money, you know. So I'm just like watching this shit like these little bitches out here. He probably does. He probably just wouldn't tell anybody, and that's so funny. Yeah, Ibrahim. Anyway, so back to the other part though. Ibrahim Karim, Dr. Ibn Karim, and bioacoustics and well, he does biogeometry, and then bioacoustics is another subject of interest that I've done videos on. So I'll give you a full explanation another time, but it's a little bit fringe right here because we're talking about fringe and um, vortex of energies and things. Oh yeah, it does. It's so frustrating. Amara, they act like babies. Yep. Oh, I'm just like, well, I literally like when I see that shit happen, I'm like, do you need a reason to actually be rolling around on the ground right now? Like, I would get a red card every game. I would be kicked out the league very quick. Because if they did that on some bullshit and we're acting like that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I would more often than not. I'd end up having to slap one of them like multiple times. I don't think any of them could handle being punched because they might actually just like crumble in on themselves. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's funny you bring up the Celts. So the person that was sending me all of these images this morning, it was all about um, Celtic astrology, and some of the images, a lot of them were it was about the clock and what wood types were at different places, and the seasons of the witchery seasons, and why this eclipse is this and da da da. And it was all from the Celtic knots and all this. And some of the images were very much reminding me of this biogeometry that Ibram Karim does. The Randy Leprechaun, I like it. I dig it. Yeah, you learn more about how dudes talk about sports. I think, yeah, well, the way people used to talk about sports is wildly different than the way they talk about them now. And I don't know if it's just because the groups and the how I run in what circles I'll run in. When I used to be into sports thinking it was real, people that think sports are real still are very, very, they're in there. They're in there. Oh, speaking of Irish whiskey, I have somebody. Hey, and all of you here, if you ever want to, I can give you an address. You can send me a bottle of something. Somebody's just sent me a bottle. It's on the way, so I gotta go double check and see what the fuck it's gonna be here. Because now I live where I'm living for a little bit is kind of in an area where I don't want to leave my stuff on the porch because I don't know that it would stay there for very long. Yeah, Tully. Yeah, down Tully here. I mean, that's an average bartender shot in the States. Like, bartenders drink Tully or what's the other one? It's really Fernet. You know, Fernet. They've gotten so far into being drunks that they're like, oh, I've gone through everything that I like. So then they got to Fernet and like, well, this is what we're drinking now. They're drinking straight medicine, which I can understand. If you got to deal with as many people and many drunks, as many, you're gonna be drinking the heavy duty medicine. And they do like a $5, $5 or $6 to get beer and a shot. Which I don't know how that translates, but $5 for a beer and shot is a fair dinkum. Is that Australian? Fair dinkum? Yeah, you like the games. Sorry, I should have been going through the comments. Sometimes I forget to do that, put them up on the screen, like for an entire fucking show. That's why I need an assistant here doing all this shit. We could fix it. If somebody's got the camera and hit all the buttons, it'd be very helpful. Could turn this into an actual show rather than me just talking shit. Yeah, it's the love the games, but the people that control them. Yeah, once once there's any gambling done on any major scale, it's controlled. There's no way around that. You're not looking to lose. It's not doesn't work. It works slightly different than people want it to. The game that you love growing up, the sport that you loved, and the competition, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the excitement of having that, like, hey, here's this competitive aspect, respect, this whole thing. Once you get to this one level, that's out the window. It doesn't matter anymore. Not everything is going into, okay, is there gambling done on this game? You think Division 1 basketball isn't somewhat some way somehow, sorry to break it to you, but it's just not what it is. It's not what it is. It is. I'm not telling you that every player's on it. Not at that level. Maybe. Not gonna tell you the referees are doing anything. Maybe. Not telling you it's not. But the farther you go up, if you think, I mean, there's been books written on this so many times in so many different sports for so many different reasons, and its connection to economies and gambling and business, and you know, it's going to be influenced. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see, uh, like here. Let me explain to you how good professional athletes are. Rutgers Park. or these entertainers basketball classic, or if you're into basketball, so these really big like professional athletes, they play like in the off season or in public where the ball isn't magnetic and there's not something on the rim and it's not coached and played. And go watch watch what they do. I mean, you also see the level of talent of they're playing against these people in the street, and there's people that play street ball that easily could work into the NBA easily. The difference is they're not going to want to play the system. So playing street ball, but if you go watch these NBA players, they drop in 50 or 60 just blindfolded on these people. So they're highly skilled, highly talented. But I want to see that. I don't want to see pass the ball here, work it around this, get this, and perfect this, and put magnets on the rim. Garbage. Baseball. Yeah, baseball is it's a game to me. It's not a sport. Hurling, isn't that like throwing up after you're done drinking? Or do you mean curling? Danny, they gambling with this. You think on the low? People are gambling on what kind of fucking dumb shit I'm gonna say next. Yes, I'm. What did Wax say? He's like, I ain't got signed yet because I'm way too unsafe for the majors. Uh-huh. Oh, the professor? Yeah. He's all right, man. Walking around in circles. I hear you. The professor? I never met him, but whenever I used to play a little bit of basketball. That was pretty okay. Pretty okay. I coached and I played, I played, but not because it was right in the season when soccer was, and I played indoor as well, so I couldn't really play it on any other thing than just like, you know, I was good enough to coach, good enough to play pretty much anywhere I wanted. So I used to fly down because I worked for an airport, and I lived in Baltimore, and anytime I wanted, I could jump on a plane. So I would jump on a plane from Baltimore and fly down to Atlanta. So in Baltimore, there was a place about an hour and 20 minutes away in DC, District of Columbia, called the Run and Shoot. Awesome place, 24-hour basketball. And there's a place in Atlanta called the Run and Shoot. Well, for me to from where I was in Baltimore to get to the Run and Shoot in DC, like to go through everything while I was already in the airport, to clock out, go to my car, drive it, the whole thing. It would take way too long. Where I could just literally jump on an airplane, sit first class, have a couple drinks for free, fly to Atlanta, get off the plane, and go two bus stops and go to the Run and Shoot and play in Atlanta. So whenever I was down there, I got to play with. So the professor used to play for And1 stuff, yes. So this was like right when And1 was really big, and there was this dude 50, Skip to My Lou, all them. They used to go to the Run and Shoot. I used to get to play with them once in a while. Like, I just lucked out and be there at like 2 a.m, and they show up like, what the fuck? They could, yeah, they were pretty okay. But I never got to meet. I never got to meet the professor. I met 50. I met who the fuck else? A bunch of them. I forget all their names because it was years ago. But let's go. Even money. Zen's gonna talk about poop. He's gonna make a shit joke at some point. You gotta sprinkle them in there. You gotta sprinkle some sort of poop joke in there. I think it really grounds people out. I think people these people in this love and light community think everything is love and light and everything's all airy fairy, and they won't talk about mud pies. They won't do it. They think everything as I'll always put out there, I guarantee you they're not walking into dark rooms lighting them up. If you're full of light, walk over here. They won't do it because they're not that. And they're definitely not willing to talk all that yang. They're not gonna slap somebody. They're not gonna they don't want beef. They don't want any kind of thing that I'm just gonna push all the negativity away. The more you do that, I'm gonna guarantee you that the more you try to repress that part. Oh, you got to do shadow work. They don't want to do shadow work. The only time shadow work they're doing is when it's sunny out and they're looking at their shadow. That's all. They actually never walking in shadows. They're never in dark places. But they'll always just go, no, I have positivity in my life. The more positivity you bring in, sorry, nature and life enjoys a healthy balance, homeostasis. So they might think they're doing all that, but they're working too hard at being fancy and shiny and love and light. Don't work that way. Hey, I wish it did, but it just doesn't. What's up, Frank? T, how old are you? Get attention deficit disorder. Well, that's ADD, right? Yeah. I think that's an easy one to make solutions for. Some of it is just a general anxiety. Then usually ADHD will come out of, or ADD will come out of some childhood traumas, but a sense of anxiety. So it might be just a chemical imbalance, or it could be memory, like a memory of something that you're just like, I don't know, that you hold on to that makes you excitable, which makes people go, oh, what's next? They're always, so if you have ADHD, it's normally associated with anxiety. So anxiety is fear of the future, where depression is connection to the past. You're stuck in the past. That's depressed. Anxious is usually like, oh shit, what's going to go on over here? You got to collapse those two bitches down. But God, anyways, you got to collapse those two things into whatever it's now, and then you can breathe differently. There's certain substances you can learn to regulate your how much dopamine, how much serotonin, how much breathing patterns you can do. You'll always go. I mean, I've hung out with people that have that to a degree, and you'll notice they start walking faster. They'll forget their breathing. Like you just slow down a little bit. And I'm tall. I have long legs. I walk fast, but not that fast. You gotta make sure you're breathing right. That can go a long way. Breathing patterns to get you out of an alpha brainwave. You want to get down into the thetas, even the delta at times. I mean, at least get that breathing pattern there. So that the beta and the alpha is a higher up here. Very, very attentive. Where you gotta be a little more slowed down and lucid. What up, Frank? I'm sexy in dark places. Yeah. Well, see that. Oh, yeah, they give you the Ritalin. I mean, most kids do have, like, okay, the evils of psychiatry and especially to get you hooked to a drug. Kids are supposed to be naturally hyperactive. They're supposed to be full of energy. They're supposed to be. Yeah, granted, do we probably put too much something in their food? Are they consuming something they shouldn't? It's making them maybe a little hyperactive. Because I know people that have children that are in their twos, so they should be having the terrible twos, and there's a reason for this. But their kids are not as spastic. They're like, no, I've seen other kids, and they're not like that. And it's they have like the at home at home birth. I'm not sticking that in my child. I'm going to feed it something good, nutritious, breastfed longer, these kind of things that like, and the kid is a much more balanced, like stable, healthy child. So some kids end up, then you want that sugar, you want that box cereal, you want that, and all of a sudden your mind is all over the place and you're all even more heightened. And they're just like, let's go ahead and give it this and we'll just calm you right down. We'll have you pay attention. Sit down in class, shut up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, she always stole your dope. Ah, yeah, Ritalin. Yeah, putting the pieces together. Yeah, whenever you, all of anytime they use like a long string of words and then give it 3 or 4 or 5 letters, and it's probably made up. I mean, there are people that obviously have uh, types of imbalances, chemical imbalances. I mean, everybody from time to time, you're going to have that. If I get up and I'm hungover, it's because I did, like, if I say I drank too much, uh, maybe did some MDA or whatever, or did this chemical, it's gonna cause my things to be out of whack the next day. It was out of whack when I did it, right? As long as you accept that and you understand what those are, you can kind of function with it. But everybody else, their shit is all out of whack. And if you find a way to naturally put it back into balance, homeostasis, but there's you know so many things that go into how much serotonin or how much dopamine or how much of certain chemicals are going on between the lighting. Literally looking at wrong color lights at night is going to screw up your sleeping patterns. If your sounds will do it, sounds will, that's going to screw you up. The bioacoustics, man. You're gonna listen to a terror. You ever go to somebody's house and their fire alarm thing is going beep beep, like it does it every 30 seconds. You're like, what? How do you not hear that? Like, do something about that. I've been to people's houses, like they're well put together, their house is clean, da 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 da, and they have good jobs. And I'm like, you don't hear that thing go off every 30 seconds? I was like, how are you? Are you insane? Just put new batteries in that bitch. But they've just accepted that. There's something. Oh man, that shit. I would take a broom, smash that shit. Yeah, amphetamines. I can't screw with that, man. Too many pudding pops. I do enjoy. I haven't had one of those in years. Although I do remember them. I do remember those. Those were the super duper treat, man. You're gonna make me go to the store and get some, huh? Yeah, those are a big part of it too. Those words that I'm not gonna use on here. You were too greedy. He wanted some. Greedy with the boobies. Yeah, I never had the. If you want to get into psychology, okay, find me somebody that is how some dudes are like, I'm into boobs, I'm into breasts, I'm into ass, hips, I'm into feet, I'm into those types of things, especially the boobs. I'm gonna make the assessment that anybody that wasn't breastfed probably is like boobies, boobies. When I grew up, I mean, being adopted, I was Similac or Enfamil or whatever the hell that shit was, and got all of my allergy shots that I shouldn't have been taking. I mean, I was munchausen out. Ate all the microwavable fast food garbage. For real, it was awful. Somehow I didn't. Somehow I turned out okay, and I think it's just because I played so many sports that somehow I could get that going through me. I mean, I would even play sports and drink. I'll drink Mountain Dew or Coke while playing sports. I wouldn't drink water. Like how? How did this occur? And okay, anyway, so I grew up and womp womp womp. Now, hey, look at those are boobs, and that was just it. That was everything. Like so, I think there's more of an association for, and I think people that were breastfed longer, they probably have more chill in their life. They're more like, oh, boobs are nice. More of an ass guy myself. I wonder. I think I think there's probably been enough studies done on that, but there's definitely an association. Things that, in simple terms, things that you weren't allowed to have, you're going to want to have. Don't push that button. Push that button. You didn't have this, now you want that all the time. Find people that are always like trying to tell their kids, don't do this, don't do that. Then they end up doing that. Like you just forced your child into that. And they don't even see it. They don't even see what they're doing. They don't educate them, so no. Hey, snails. That's good. That's got to be, yeah, look that up. Go to what's the name of the book? Hold on. It's called, is it Dreamscapes? Dream Moods. And I get it that this is an actual reality for you. It's like your physical reality, but we'll just assume that because it's all dealing with symbology, that we can associate that symbology in our real life to what it means. If I have a dream and I see a snail in my dream, then it has to have some value. It's a symbolic thing. If you see one in your life in front of you, it is going to be of the similar value. So you can go online and just look up dream moods and put snail in there, see what you find. Maybe you'll see that it's telling you something about you need to slow down, as we were just talking about speeding up and slowing down, perhaps. Yeah, Frank, the YouTube generation can't focus for more than a few seconds. It's too difficult. They gotta immediately, we're over here, we're over here, we're over here. Yeah, there's too many bells and shit. And here's a color, and now over here. Remember, was Ready Player One? And they were saying how many things they could put on the screen before it would overload someone's brain, where they could have like here I have the thing on the bottom, your words, my thing in the corner. Now that's a lot. That's causing somebody to be very involved. Now if I just take this and get rid of that back thing and get rid of this, less people will be paying attention because it won't. Despite my voice, despite what I'm talking about, they'll be unable to, for at least here they go, oh, there's something over there, there's something there. Okay, then they're still listening, still there, but they just need so many more, um, like the simple things that should make you go, well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that exciting? Isn't that great? Look at that butterfly. You know, but somebody's like, no, I want to see fireworks and an explosion, and we need that and the sound, and they need so many different inputs that it's like simple things don't make sense to people. The simplest thing, they're like, but I need to do something. Their brain is like, I need to do something. Like, no, you just need to fucking take your shoes off, go play in the field, go walk around over there, go run around if you need to, go sit. Ooh, that might be hard. The nighttime they're sitting is where they start breathing in and out of their mouth and become mouth breathers. And now they've put themselves in a hypnotic state where now this information, whatever they're watching, they're still hypnotizing themselves, but they've got to get to the next piece of information because this might have a key to unlock them from their own insanity. Skull, you found it. Hey, we got slugs. We got yeah, you need the living ones. Yeah, makes sense. But it's good. It's good that you're not into dead bodies. Necrophilia is a weird one. I've never. I mean, I don't think most people out there are like, hey, guess what? I like to fuck dead bodies. Like, oh, that's. I don't know. I never done the research on what kind of association. If you're very macabre and you wear all the black and you're into that kind of stuff, and even people that are in, where could that be from? Did they have were their parents too bubbly? Did their parents not pay attention to them? Were they obsessed with death because they want to go back to where they were from because they're not in the right place? I don't know. A lot of things go in that one. Skull, you wasn't breastfed, but you are an Aspen. As I've become older, yeah, definitely hips and ass. And I think it's probably due to I've dated enough um, I've dated enough melanated chicks that they have to buy their pants don't really fit right. They have to go buy special jeans, apple bottoms or whatever. They can't just go and buy fucking normal jeans. Like, yeah, and that's part of a fascination too, you know. And I've been with plenty of extra big bottom girls. Not fat or anything, just extra meat on the ass. Sometimes a banana is just a banana. Sometimes it is. Most time it isn't. A banana is just a banana until you stick it in your ass. But that banana was always waiting to be inserted into your asshole, be a dildo for you. You just weren't looking at it right, huh? Yeah, but hold up, Super Champ. Yeah, I should have probably put in the banner there. I should have put who's winning the election. If I could have done that in real time, I'm sure there's a way too. It's not on here. Yeah, real time election results. Even though it's not real time, they act like it's funny because it seems like this year I was watching a couple of them, and it seemed like the what is it, CNN? Are they the bad guys? Are they the good guys? They're the Democrat guys. They kind of lie about everything, go Democratic, right? So I guess they really didn't ahead of time get the notation on what was going on because they were legitimately super surprised at the election results. What's going on? Like, oh my gosh, how is this state going? How is this state going? Turning red. This should not be. And they're like, you can see them a little confused. Well, thank you, Skull. Oh, bye, son. I just Frank. What do you mean that banana joke? What did you think I was going to do? You can't just dangle a banana in front of my head. Not not use it to to use it as a joke on you. Well, wouldn't that be fun? It might be. End of the day, we the people are the winners. Yeah, right. Hmm. That's I don't know anything about that. I don't know how that would work. I don't. Is he going to? Has he even made a like he has enough pull. He has enough pull where the people. Well, here's the dilemma. The people that pay attention to him, at least most of them know better than to even vote. That's the only trouble. But I think that because he has enough audience, if he was like, screw it, I'm running, that the people that weren't going to vote might go, well, I like Joe's politics. I think he's a reasonable guy. You know, I think he's got enough people that would laugh at the idea, but also well enough media power. Well, thank you, Frank, for the softballs. But actually, look. I don't. I don't follow Joe Rogan that much. I watch his highlights and I like some of the some of the people he interviews. So I'm not really sure, but I mean, if that's a thing, thank you. If Joe can change his mind and lie about the moon landing, of course. You seen his paycheck, right? You see what he's worth now. I mean, no one goes from saying we didn't go to the moon until we went to the moon. Nobody does that. That's just a pretty penny there. So on that level, I'm like, all right, whatever, Joe. I know that you know, but he's like, for $100 million, I cannot know. If somebody told me that, if somebody gave me $100 million and said, just don't talk about the moon landing anymore, don't make an issue about it, just you don't know, I would take it. That wouldn't change my values because people already know. People already know that I'm just one who just like won't speak on the matter. If you can't figure it out, that's your fault. You're too dumb. You shouldn't be listening to me anyways. I shouldn't have to say anything. I shouldn't have to say anything about the moon. Wasn't want to give me a bunch of money to not be like, how don't you get this? Mm. But Joe does enough to bring a whole different set of people onto a show, different segments of reality, and people into all sorts of different theories. Some of them left field, like cuckoo brains, but or is not a thing yet. I don't know, I'm trying to envision that, man. I don't see it. It just doesn't make sense. What does he bring to the table? I mean, people would be like, it can't get any worse than what it is, and he's a reasonable dude. He's a nice guy. He has a lot of charm and character and wit, and mhm. He got a lot going for him. But like to be a president, okay. At least these old white dudes that were in the seat of the presidency, they at least look the part. Even this dude, I don't know how somebody, this guy is in there now, but at least he fits the part somehow. What is Joe gonna do? Joe gonna put a suit and tie on, or is he just gonna walk up there with a t-shirt on? I mean, that's good, right? He's gonna sit up there smoking a blunt, or doing. I mean, good for him if he does. If he runs for president, then you can just go ahead and say, welcome to idiocracy. Not that we're not there already. You found a bunch of feathers? That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, how much would he take? Next American president, that would be, hey, just Frank, I'm with you. If RuPaul ran, I'm voting for her. I mean, you ever hear RuPaul's? I think it was her, him, whatever, however she likes to go by. I think it's a her. Because Ru's been around for a long time, right? And I'm pretty sure that they did it like they asked RuPaul what he thought, she thought about what's going on with everything, and he kind of was like, "This is silly. This is not what's supposed to be going on." I mean, I'll support some of the issues, but like just saying how kind of goofy is it? Like I remember growing up when I was in my 20s, 20 years ago. You come to New Orleans. If I was in New Orleans when I first went to some clubs that were You know, they would do drag night and all this. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck. They just did their damn thing. Everybody respected them. They dressed how they wanted. They put the makeup on, did all the fuck they wanted. Nobody cared. Now it's an issue. It's an issue. It's like it shouldn't be an issue. It just should be like, oh, what do you want to do? You want to dress like that? Hey, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me grab myself another beer. Black Sun, Joe has worn. Yeah, you know what? His early work he does. I've seen some of his old stand-up comedy. His stand-ups. Some of it's good. He's because he's had to change his opinion. There's a lot of comedians that have become pretty big, and since they've become bigger, they're leaning towards conspiracy-minded things has really wavered, which is has. Look at how hardcore Bill Burr used to go. You know what I'm saying? Bill Burr used to be very much, and then he's kind of I think part of it is like I think he would just some people are like, hey, maybe don't add that to your show no more. Maybe take a little more centrist viewpoint on this rather than leaning into it real hard. Or he just got old and just said, I'm too lazy to care about this anymore. It's not going to change. He could have that. But there's a lot of these comedians and people that once you get a platform that you're, even if it's not like directly like, hey, you know, if it's just like a little whisper over here, like, hey, dude, and somebody else like, and somebody like, who sponsors your show? Maybe I don't do that because you like that money, right? You know, there could be that, but I don't think there's any direct like, you will not just say these things or else. Oh. I don't think that's happening. Not at that level. They already signed the contract a long time ago. And when people say selling your soul, you're not selling your soul. You're leasing your spirit and your influence. You're leasing it to someone, meaning your soul is still yours, but your spirit, the thing that's speaking, is and what animates you is done for. Well, it's either because it's what you think, could be right, could be wrong, but it's what you think and what you feel, and you're gonna say it. And there you go. You're spiritual. You connect to your soul, the whole thing. And somebody says, "Let me just dive in here. Here's a bunch of money that will buy you all this cool stuff." I'm just gonna need you not to say that, and try saying this. Try saying, "I love Tyson Butterball turkeys," and instead of saying, "Maybe we shouldn't be factory farming," stop that narrative and say this one, and we'll give you this many millions of dollars. And you go, well, I don't know. I think that, how many millions are we talking about here? And all I need to do is just, instead of, just don't really talk about that and just, I guess it's not that bad. You just change you change your thought process and what your spirit is. You lease it, you rent it. there's always the contracts are never, it's just for it until whenever. You just watch people that are not on the world stage anymore. Their contract ended. They're still doing things. Some of them are still in the public eye. Some don't want to be. Some just moved elsewhere. Some just quit. It's like, I'm done. Contract's over. They took the paycheck and bounced. That's how contract work. That's how it works. That's how it happens. Somebody's like, I sold my soul to the devil. They're saying it in a way of like, to what degree of how much money, of how much influence, of how much like control, and how much power do they want? The more power they got, somebody else is going to be controlling what comes out their face. See, there you go, T. You found 11 11, 11 feathers, and there's 11 people in the chat. There you go. Yeah, nobody gave a shit until until the media is like, well, let's make this a thing, and they just go through cycles. If you really looked from the long view from out here, and you just watched the media from the 1950s to now, watch the cycling of the issues. It's the same way fads and styles, they go in and out every 30 years, but the media cycles, it's probably like on a 4-year trip. It's right around when's election season coming again, and what's the major issues we're going to have this year. It's going to be the same ones you had last year with a couple new peppered in, but all the other major social issues, the economy issues, they're always going to be there. How can we misdirect people? What's the next major thing that we got to call attention to? And it might not even be true. That's the trickery. I think the biggest trickery is, I think a lot of the things that are so blown out of proportion, that it's all fucking smoke and mirrors to keep you from living your best life, so that you're too caught up in what everybody else is thinking and doing and believing, which has nothing to do with you. Now, if the things that they speak about on these news media are really occurring, nothing ever happens. And nobody cares, because you don't know these people. You don't know anything about it. All you know is, and people, I don't know why people can't get this. You don't trust the media, but you trust the media when they tell you something that you happen to go, oh yeah, that must be what happened. That's what's happening. The media will talk all shit all day about everything and anything. If it's with what you're thinking, oh, Hollywood is awful. You hate. Okay, you don't like Hollywood, but you love some of the movies. Okay, no, they're all evil. Okay, so but you don't trust anybody in the media because they're already lying. So are you sure they're not lying about the people in Hollywood? And what about the politicians? When did they ever tell you the truth? But as soon as the pharmaceutical company ties in with the government and the politicians, you think it's the truth. But then just a few years ago, you came to the realization that these pharmaceutical companies were not to be trusted. It's a big shit show of who do you feel like, what do you feel like you can trust this time? And it seems like people just throw all of it into things that you have no control or influence over. Anything is going on about it. Granted, the idea about going to the moon, we haven't been there. It's not going to happen. The issue is you have to accept that system lied to you, and they will continue to do that until you just go, no. Then you just dismiss. You can't just keep doing that. I don't believe anything you say. Now you're the media. When did they tell you the truth about anything? Granted, some of these issues might be real, but you can't do anything about them. So what's your focus? What's your purpose? What can you do? You could go down the street and help somebody out. You could go brighten someone's day. You could plant a garden. There's a bunch of things you could do. Instead, you go listen to media. All these people in Hollywood are evil. They got islands where they're stealing everybody's babies and turning them into prostitutes, and all this is happening. There's wars happening everywhere. You sure? Turn your TV off. See what you see. Yeah, you don't think Joe was or is funny? There was some of the early stuff I thought was good, but then his political ideologies and things that he was controlled by and influenced by started to change his comedy too. He's never been funny, but he's an entertainer. Yes, I'll give you that. He's an entertainer more than he is funny. Like he's got some jokes. He's all right. I mean, is his stand-up the best? No. It's not, no. But he is entertaining. That's without question. Oh yeah, well, yeah, Stephen Wright. Well, Mitch Hedberg. Yeah, I think maybe he did one or two drugs. One or two too many. What was his bit? I used to do drugs. I still do drugs, but I used to do drugs too. I still do drugs. Yeah, Stephen Wright, I love. Well, the slippery slope would be that's where it stops. And like okay, I took the don't talk about the moon money, but I mean, I would what that wouldn't change my level of need in life. That would be I'm good money. I got my domicile, I got my things, I got my stuff, I got enough money for the land and some things plotted. I got gardens. We good. I'm good. Thanks. Appreciate it. It's not like anybody was listening anyways. This is the part is there's not more people that know that, are there? There's still people that believe in politics. There's still people that believe in media. There's still people that believe in their doctors. There's still people that believe in name something. What's the shape of this realm? If you can't say perhaps it's not what we were told, you're lost. You're never going to get it. And those people aren't going to. What am I going to argue with these people online? No, doesn't make any sense. And so they're not going to change their mind unless they want to. So for me, shut up about the moon for $1 million. Done. Never. And the only way I'll speak about the moon is I'm speaking about the history of it, about what it might be, about But other than that, I don't know. Maybe somebody did something with some rockets. I don't know. Could code my language. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, and ain't that a fun one? And that's another one. The George Floyd thing. If you can't see what that was, you're very confused. That the whole thing. The whole thing. You think that just organically happened? Uh-uh. Nope. No, sorry, Bob. Guarantee you what that was. And told you how it worked too. What was it? I can't breathe. And what happened right after that? Everybody started putting masks on because they couldn't breathe. There's way too much symbolism in it to show you exactly what it was. It was too glaringly obvious. Black son, yeah, I hear you. I mean, I don't know, man. Super champ. That's I don't get the joke. I mean I know who it is, but I didn't know about that. Like that's a little before me. I mean I get how that would be funny, but I didn't see it. I didn't see that. Where are we? Are we like an hour and 40 in here? I'll just a reminder for everybody here. You're allowed to thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'm sure everybody's liked here. Make sure you hit the bell button thing, even though most people the reason it's only a certain select few people that show up is because everybody else is like the bell never goes off. It never gets a notification. So make sure your notifications on. I don't know. You can like you can comment. You're commenting right now live real time. And then there's also ways of saying thanks, Zen. This was entertaining. Buy me a banana or a beer or a coffee or just make sure I've a couple bucks to put a domicile around me so I have a place to store my goodies, clothes and things. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, TSAR, capital XEN. There you go. And that's yeah, I would prefer Cash App or Venmo. I think the PayPal thing is kind of weird, even though Venmo is connected to PayPal, but I think the terms of service are different. I just PayPal, papacy, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's whatever to me. But if you like, yeah, that'd be great. Or you can also send me goodies. Yeah, to the opposite of everything I say, just to be contrary. Yes, do not do these things. And isn't it great if I do and then be like, ooh, trick psychology. The universe doesn't hear do not. Like, how dare you tell me to like, do not donate, a lot. Do not let your millionaire friends know that I exist. And do not let them give me lots of money. I'm definitely not worth it at all. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's always. You are not. I am not. I'm not the droid you're looking for. Yeah, I love Star Trek. For all you, for all you spaceball nerds out there. Intelligence, Star Wars. You don't even know what he's talking about. I'm not a Trekkie nor a Star Wars head, but I'm familiar with there's a little bit of difference there. Quite a difference in that, in fact. But I did have a couple friends who were really into Star Trek and tried to get me into it. And I started off at the beginning. I was like, man, this is too many episodes, too much going on here. So I couldn't get that far into Star Trek. I mean, I got it. And some of it was good. I flipped through like, okay, what's your favorite ones? I got this one. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Oh yeah. Super Champ. Yeah. That would be wicked, dude. I'll let you know my new place on that. Yeah, email me. I appreciate it, man. Yes, the boneless variety. That would be dope. Oh, Quantum Leap. That's really interesting because I have the place I'm staying at has a Roku and all like it's a lot of the shit's unlocked on here, so I can. But Quantum Leap keeps showing up, and I've always been like, it was like, oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot of cool ideas in there. Connects to a lot of things. And the last, last couple of months, it just pops up on things. I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to watch that show. Maybe I'm supposed to be timeline jumping. Yeah, the baseless fiat. Oh, I think he said boneless. Super chat. I think he said the boneless cash paper, which it does. Let's see how many bones do I have right now. I have a 13 boneless dollar bills, $3 for the bus and $10 for, let's see. You jump timelines. Frank always got the jokes, man. Yeah, you jump timelines. I mean, I've certainly done some things where I'm pretty sure I always talk about it in morphing or altering space somehow, where people that I thought maybe didn't like me, or people I thought I did like. Well, usually it's people that I thought didn't like me, or people that like, or just events that I was like, I was certain happened a different way, but the next day somebody's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, no, we're fucking good. Like, I owe you something. Like, no shit. Like, it literally jumped into a timeline where some different, it was like an alternate, like I changed the past. Like, obviously, I can't know that if I change the future because you change the future just by existing, right? But it was like, whatever I thought about is like, maybe that was just a different. I jumped from whatever this thing here became a dream somewhere else, and that dream got inserted into my history. It's kind of like when it's like a real world working idea of what they're trying to explain the mandala effect is. If you change one part of a hologram in the middle, then it changes every other piece outside of it. So, in the idea of the mandala effect, if you jump over in this timeline, you're changing all the history behind it. You think you're still in the same realm, but you're just over here now, And this realm is maybe a dream you were having that is running a simultaneous, like, if you call it a timeline, it's not a line really, but because we can only observe it in that way is forward into the future and that way is in the past. Both of them don't exist, but we're altering the future and the past by being different now. Make sense? You went to pass and stole up your own wallet. Is the beard hard to manage? No. It does do this little funny thing over here where it gets a little funky with the curly things, and I kind of got to do something where I got to re soak it in oil and give it a whole thing. But manageable? No, this is just it's been on my face for as long as I can remember. I did cut it. I did cut it some years back. I don't remember how long ago it was. 12 years ago. So it was a little shorter than this because I would keep it about that length. And then my girlfriend was like, I haven't seen you without a beard. Like, so she dated me. Like when all I had was a little flavor saver. I might have been playing around like short hair or whatever, but it was never really had a beard. And then then she got used to me having a beard, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't got to touch your face. You're so good looking." Blah blah blah. I shaved my beard, and she goes, "Never do that again." And I was like, "You just made me shave like 3 years of my facial hair off to show you, and now you tell me don't ever do that again. It's gonna take 3 years to grow this fucking bitch back." I mean, once it's just started, it's still fun, but it's like I was like, "You asshole." She's like, "I like you better with the beard." I was like, "Yeah, but you still think I'm good looking?" She's like, "Yeah, but I like you better with the beard." I was like, ah, frustrating. So this right here, probably had this for like 12 years. I've just trimmed it now and then, but no, it's not. There's no itchy. Only maybe the first, maybe after a week when it starts to curl in on itself, does it get a little itchy? After that, it's good. It gets mad itchy. Yeah, once it's past about an inch, zero itch. Yeah, it works well with cave women. Cave women. I don't know that I've I don't know how many cave women I've been with. I think I've only been like with two chicks that were like scallywags, unshaven armpits, and like hippie bitches, cave women style. Maybe like two. Nah, if I just clean this up a little bit, I can pretty much pull whatever I want. Ah, oh, you got curly hair. Yeah, part of this because this I used to keep trimmed up. Like I used to be a little neater with all the mustache and everything. And then starting with the BS, I was like, well, I don't I don't even have to who the fuck am I gonna go impress? I'm not going to the bar. The bar is closed. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my and here is a little and here's a card. No, and who the hell would I want to hang out with in these fucking places anyways? Goddamn mask on, and they're like, ugh, they drink and they put the mask on, and like, ooh, 6 feet away. I was like, so I got nobody to impress. I got nobody to nothing to do. Ain't nobody to fuck. Ain't nobody to fuck around with. Ain't nobody to play with. So I was just like, I just let this shit go. I was like, really? Fuck it, dude. You been with chicks with dreads? I've been with a couple chicks with dreads, but not full out. Dreads to me, like I don't know. I mean, they're fine. I don't mind how they look on anyone. I mean, there are some white dudes that I'm like, just don't do that. But there's white dudes that like you go fucking go for it, you know. But for me, I can't fuck with it. I still enjoy having hair. You know what I mean? I don't need it all tied up and shit. Because once you dread up your hair, that's it. The only thing you can do from there is let it go. You ain't undoing that, or you cut that bitch. No, I'm good. I'm happy with just some braids now and then. You know, give me some cornrows now and then. I don't mind. But dread, I can't do it. Can't do it. Ain't gonna do it. But that's cool, curly hair, man. Yeah, my hair, whenever I let it down, it's wavy. Not really curly. It's wavy though. Fuck it. It's like a fucking look like a goddamn beach dwelling hippie, bro. Butterscotch pudding. I can't say that I've had that's such an old lady flavor. I don't know that I like it or don't like it. You know how sometimes as you womp womp womp, you grow up and flavors change. Like I like all sorts of pies and things that like it's like what the old people ate. I started getting into that after I fasted. I was like, oh, this is actually way better. Not as sweet. Like that pecan pie. I used to hate that. Peach cobbler, these kind of things. I didn't like those. I wanted the super sweet shit. But butterscotch. So you want the Werther's original pudding? See, how Werther's original is great, but butterscotch. Hmm. Probably just do regular chocolate. I don't think you'd never go wrong with chocolate. The only old lady flavor, your grandma's curtain bandana. Your grandma's beef curtains. What's my bloodline? Am I of European descent? Um, I don't know. I just let people make an assumption. I know what I was told that was on my so where I was apparently produced either in a laboratory or from two parents that I don't never met. They don't they're not allowed to give out identifying information about me, and I can't find out identifying information about my parents. So what I did get was like, here's your three things that you're made of. And whenever I ask people, they're like, you don't look like that. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so either. And I was like, what do you think? And then it depends. If I get a tan, people assume I'm Middle Eastern. And then my schnauzer bears would say that I'm not regular European. I'm not Eastern European. Although I do have maybe Russian, maybe, but I was told Greek or yeah, Greek. I was told German, Irish, and Polish, but I don't really have any of those features, really. Everything, especially if I have a tan. Most people say I look maybe I'm from like Syrian. I'm like Syrian, but then the white, and then like colors and size of things, and I assume I'm some sort of mutt. Oh shit! I like your beard. I like your beard. Did you let her play with it? Oh. Yeah, the European descent. I don't know, but then also the yeah, also like I feel very much connected to. I'm always more comfortable around Native American or brown, black, melanated people. Always. Large groups of white people have always made me, and I used to say it as a joke, but it was never really a joke. I'm never really that comfortable around like a lot of white people. I don't know what it is. It has nothing to do with like, oh, I fucking hate your race. No, I don't. I don't think anything is really a race or anything. I think it's like I think we're all different species that can be hybridized. So I'm very much like I think I have some Asian, some Eastern European, and some Native American and something else. Like I don't know, just feel that way. I feel like and then Also, I've been told from a couple people that okay, so Danny Skylark, ask her what she is. We had a long conversation a long time ago, and if you can't tell, I look a lot like her. We have very similar features, and so it's always like she's like, "You're Filipino." My mother said so. I was like, "Okay." And interestingly enough, I wasn't told. It was not on my birthing information. Whatever I seen years and years ago. That was no. But I looked up my blood type, and it is very much connected to that area. Yeah, the Philippines and all this. And that going into it, there's types of food that really connect to me, which tells me something about my ancestry or my heritage, right? There's certain foods that I'm just like, that's it right there. Yes. Just Frank, I'm more comfortable around people that like you. So you must probably never be comfortable. Kidding. You only come around your ma and the guy she says is your uncle. Nice. Well, two people. That's two more people than like me. That's funny. That's Spanish and I okay. Interesting. Yeah, like I can see Turkish in me too, maybe. But Filipino is what Danny Skylark told me. And this is really great. I think it was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I had a long ass conversation, and then she was talking about like, and it was so weird. It was like really strange coincidences, like where some of her family was when I was born, and then her mother just goes, "No, I like seeing a picture, like seeing me." I was like, "Oh, he's Filipino. He's blah blah blah," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Right, hooker named Well, a hooker named Barbara. She must be. She sounds like she smokes Newports. And Barbara, what she's like 50, 55 years old, white chick, curly hair. Is she missing a limb? So she got one sleepy droopy eye. Just Frank, have I met her? Who? Danny Skylark in person? No. This was you bitch at her sometime. This was supposed to happen like 20 times. Because I just kind of gave up on it. I'm like, oh whatever. Oh well. I guess if she ever wants to, she knows where I'm at. Now we were supposed to a couple times, but she just Frank, you're saying I've met her then. You're talking about Barbara, not okay. I misread the comment. I thought you were talking about my earlier comment about Danny Skylark. Okay. She has a patch though? Yeah. Well, maybe the patch is there to cover up her eye. That it's just an eye socket. It's just a hole. And you could, go ahead and use that as a put a little lubrication on it. I mean, I guess you don't want to poke her brain too hard. Is this too early for these kind of jokes? See, this is why we can do 10 o'clock in the morning nonsense because you guys it might be sundown for you. She's a smelly pirate hooker. I was assuming something along these lines. Peg leg, eye patch, parrot on the shoulder. Yeah, yeah. And why do the people always assume pirates are smelly? I would assume pirates probably smell pretty good. Like, because salt water, very cleansative. They're always going to places and getting they get the nice silk robes and they steal people's oils and perfumes, and they always have good wine and liquor. And I assume they probably smell like they smell like a whore's bath. A seagull. She's about a seagull sitting on the shoulder. That's even better. That's even better. I'll take that. That's yep. Yeah, and it's on that one shoulder, and behind it, there's just white. There's just a nice white stain down her her hag's blanket. Just oh, it's like an old green blanket that she puts over his shoulders. It's got a nice seagull stain. Pirates are nice people. Yeah, they usually are. I mean, I'm gypsy pirates. We're the same goddamn thing. That's the other thing. I'm sure I'm some sort of gypsy Egyptian something. Pirate owns a laundromat. See, the laundromats here. Who owns laundromats in this country? Huh? But it's hard to tell because no one's ever there. The places that I know that are laundromats here are actually bars as well. It's Russian. It's a bunch of it's like the Russian people. They got they have a the whole lockdown. We have laundry machines in the back, pool table in the front, cheap beers, awesome bar, live music from time to time, 24 hours. It's the jam. And yeah, so they got that's the Russians. But then if you go across town, it's always the Chinese people own it. Depends what part of town, I guess. Hmm. I do look gypsy, I guess. Yes, gypsy-esque. You look like a fucking gypsy, dude. You wouldn't be wrong. Gypsy people are known fibbers. Yeah, I don't think anybody is a gypsy is going to be named Carl. Showering. You know what's funny? I was watching a video of a chinchilla, and the reason these chinchillas stay so soft and fluffy is they take dirt baths. They bathe in dirt. So they roll around in this really fine dust. I don't know if it's like specialized for people that are so cool that they have chinchillas. Like, how would they normally do it? Are they doing it in just they live in dry areas, maybe around sand? But it's basically a fine sand. They roll around it and they shake it off, and it keeps their hair and it keeps their oil levels down and keeps their hair all nice and shiny. So I was watching one bathe. I was like, that's cute. And it reminded me a lot, like a lot of the weirdos that I know that are without houses, domiciles, homeless people, and they have a very similar. Or they just fucking dirt bath. That's what they to me they smell fine. See, people that wear cologne and do things with like body sprays and all this shit, I'm just like, stop that. It's so rancid. It makes me vomitous. It really does. There's some stores like I really can't even go into. Like I don't. There's parts of Walmart I can't be in because the chemical smell. It's hard to go into CVS because there's that smell from all the perfumes and shit. Like I'm just like I don't know. I gotta really need something to go into that fucking store. Yeah, showering and bathing are overrated, except for when you're really fucking filthy. Then there is something so nice about it. You know, I don't, I don't know. I just bathe when I feel like I should. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can rub a lot of dirt with less dirty dirt. It's like sandpaper. Yeah, dirt, not quite as dirty, but with the dirty dirt. Yes, yeah. There's levels to this dirtiness. Yeah, for me, it is one. It's one. My showering habits are dependent on um what I've been eating, really. Because if I'm eating wrong, then I need to shower more because I don't want to smell like the shit I've been eating, and I will smell that way because I'm not going to use deodorant. But if I, that's kind of where I regulate. Like at what point is like, and and because I'm not a complete fucking dirtball, I can walk into nice places. You know what I mean? Could walk into fancy place. You know, I don't like to be like, this motherfucker. What's he gonna do? Oh, people still do use that stuff. Yep. I like people that use that like that earlier in life when I knew it was a disgusting smell and disgusting thing. Somehow they just found their way not to be in my life anymore, and through either my doings or their doings or just they smelled so bad I couldn't really be around them. Like sulfur. Hmm. Well, I mean, what kind of sulfur are we talking about? You talking about rotten egg sulfur? You're talking about black salt sulfur? You found retarded people usually smell like grape. How often do you, what do you, like Joe Biden out here sniffing retarded people now? They smell like grape? Like a grape wine or grape like the flavor of like purple drink? And I thought that after like you were smelling yourself for maybe about 5 minutes, it kind of should turn it off. So you don't even know you smell like grapes. That's too good. Grapes. I don't know. There are certain aromas that people do carry. There are aromas. Trying to think about that too, because there are some people that smell like cocoa butter, right? And there's some that smell like baby powder, and they might not be wearing it, but it's just they use it all the time, so it's kind of in them. And then there's people like I used to date an Ethiopian girl. Oh, she smelled like the best Ethiopian food all the time. It was in her. You know, it's like date a Mexican girl. They will taste kind of spicy, and you know, it's people's diets go a long way into what they smell like. And then there's people that have like just a really interesting. That's what that person smells like. Yes, I treat things like I with this thing. I'm kind of dog like. I do just as much. Like for me, the sound of someone's voice gives me a huge clue to who I'm fucking with. Then someone's smell, what they look like, is down the line for me. It really is. I don't really. What sports did I like playing? Let's see. Well, I mean, like right now, if you call it a games wise, like I play pool. I'm nice with that. I'll beat most people's ass. Darts I used to play a lot of, and that'd be for the bar games. And then I used to bowl a lot. But then sports wise, I played soccer. I played Division I soccer. I played basketball. I haven't played basketball in a while because it got to the point where because where I live, I've lived in places where the competitiveness of people living in the hood and like it just got too much. It was just like everybody we couldn't get through a whole fucking game without somebody ball up, it's hot, and people were like every day there was almost a fight, and I'm just like, it just became like overwhelming, and it's also fucking hot as dicks here in the summer. So like, I mean, I used to play a lot, but I also traveled and played different places, and it was maybe I just didn't notice it, but it was less angry competitive, and where I was playing was just like full on like maybe these cats been knowing each other for years, don't like each other. There's always something going on. There's always some sort of fucking couldn't get through a whole fucking game. Seriously, there was times people would just take the ball, nah,
And then everybody would just walk off the court, smoke a blunt, have a drink. Like, can we finish this game here? Yeah. But yes, basketball. I mean, I love basketball. I'm all right with it. Like right now, I would be a waste. I would need 2 weeks of like getting my body back into order from being a lazy fucking pile of drunken piss, walking around as being aimless. And but yeah, basketball, baseball can suck my asshole. Baseball is a game and it sucks bad. It's terrible. I hate everything about it. Um, what else? I don't know. Football, I grew up playing. I was nice with it, but like you know, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get enough people together to play a football game. You kiss them on their sweet retarded hands. Yeah, the body spray, man. Yeah. Just Frank. Yeah, on WNBA, at least they could fill the stadium up. You know what I'm saying? Most places they have WNBA games are like medium sized cities. They could do with the fan base. At least make it look like people are in there, and they'll get. Don't worry, it'll make it look fun because they'll be getting all rowdy. They'll be excited about it. You're gonna be inside, get to watch some entertainment. I think you got something there. And at the same time, look, the WNBA would then be supporting the homeless community, the houseless population. They could market that from a marketing angle. That's huge. Then somebody actually would give a fuck that women are playing basketball. I mean, I give a fuck when I go to the court and play because I've played with some really really decent women that can play. Like played college basketball and they were nice. But from the level of like, do I want to go watch that? Do I care? No, not really. I've watched a couple WNBA games. I'm sorry to break it to you, it's just not that good. It's like I've watched high school high school games that are way better, more entertaining. Yeah, pool. I've told people I've played pool enough for many years. I used to go to a bar at 11 a.m. and leave at 2 in the morning. Pool tables, and I would sit there all day, just drink, get high, and play pool. Seriously, like 12 to 14 hours of playing pool. Yeah, so I'm nice with it. I've had to tell people like, don't play me for money. Like it's probably not gonna work out for you. I mean, do I know that I know when not to play someone? Sure, but most of the time I would bet on me. You'd give a fuck if they were naked and 2 feet shorter. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, but they're not. But they want to be respected for their capacity to play the game, and I get that. Uh, I mean, they've talked about. I mean, they already got to use a smaller ball, so they might as well shorten the rim, huh? Because even Shaq said it himself. He said, the women got some skills, and they got the passing game, and they got the whole. They know what they're doing, but if they ain't dunking, you're missing a big part of the game that people come to watch. There's a possibility someone's gonna. I mean, because what are you gonna say? So I'm gonna when a dude jumps like Vince Carter jumps over somebody and he literally had his nuts on dude's forehead, and you're like, that's he just put his nuts in his mouth. I mean, I don't think you can really say that about a WNBA game, although I'm sure some of them do have or did have a ding dong for a while. But does it dunking on each other that would improve a lot. Smaller ball, they already got smaller ball, lower the rim. That might do something. I was a darts champ. No shit. No shit. Darts like that, man. See, I was here's how good I was at darts. And this was years ago. I could close cricket in I could close cricket in nine rounds. You know, double in, double out cricket, 9 rounds. You know, and you know, I'd carry my own darts with me. That kind of I was decent. Yeah, that's Vince. But did you see it? Did you see it though? What was he? What game was he playing? Was he playing 301, 501 cricket, which was the or 1001 was the game? I'm not that familiar. I thought it was 301, 501, and cricket are the main ones. I didn't know. Say 1001. That's a long ass game. How many rounds is that? That's 60, 121. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, I guess you can be about 10 rounds at least there. Yeah, I don't mind watching it once in a while. It's pretty intense, man. It's pretty intense. Especially because you get all of the screaming idiots drinking beers behind them and like that's a fucking stadium, dude. Like for throwing the dart. You know what other game I like watching? I like watching rugby sometimes because I don't quite understand or Australian rules because I don't quite understand the rules or cricket every now and then because I really don't understand what's happening there. And I haven't taken the time to learn, but I think that's what I like about it. I kind of get the idea with rugby every once in a while. You have to bounce the fucking thing and kick it over here, but you can only throw it backwards. And I don't understand why you got to jump on the ground when you get a touchdown or a try. Why you got to kick it from over there? Some of those rules I don't get. The scrum and all this, I'm like that's just dudes sticking their heads in each other's asses. I don't get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you guys still do the old style dartboards, or do you guys have plastic tips now? I don't really like the plastic tips. Curling. You do anything. You do anything cold. You guys in Canada love your cold ass sports. I love hockey. I cannot skate to shave my life to save my life. But is it the greatest thing to watch live? I think it might be the best sport live because you still got you got the jacket on. It's kind of cold, and you get that beer, and you kind of see your breath a little bit, and these guys are, and you're right there. Yeah, it's fun on TV. I could give two shits. Okay, so you can play in cricket or rugby. Yeah, in rugby, there's no passing forward, only passing backwards to run forward. You could kick forward though, right? But if you kick forward, could your own player get it? It just so happens it usually goes to the other team. And there's their time because sometimes the player is just like you see him punt it, and the other team's like, all right, we got this. Like, is it just that he's in a bad position? He's like, there's no way to run this out. Just kick the fucking ball back. Is that kind of how it works? What? That's crazy. He was 23 and already like world champ level, and he gave it up for the kids. Was it not? Was like because now you could make money. Like I would assume a pretty you could live a life doing it. Was he? I mean, was back then? Was he earning? I don't, because I don't know what do the tournaments pay? How often do you get paid? Yeah, pro hockey is excellent. Oh, the MS, really? Major League Soccer? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I was down by the river getting fucking drunk and high with people, watching all sorts of crazy shit. Okay, yeah, it's usually 501, right? Okay. The tour is one oh, yeah, 1001. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think any. You know what's funny? It's hard to be a fan of U.S. soccer, and I think the reason, not only culturally, it does not fit into what we do. Culturally, it fits into European lifestyle. Uh, we like things that Europeans don't, and because we need something now, we need war, we need a bucket, we need a touchdown, we need a bomb, we need soccer. The 0-0 ain't shit happen. You gotta actually pay attention, and if you ain't paying attention, you might have missed that one goal. Or at least in basketball, you could be talking and miss a bucket, and they'll show it in a replay. They're going to score again, and also, I think one of the reasons it's hard to watch on TV, the camera angles are different. They use a whole different camera angle. You know right away, just from how they're panning, and you don't even have to see the stadium. So between the noise and what's going on, like American soccer fans try to mimic European soccer fans, and it doesn't work because the stadium isn't full. So they're out there banging on the thing, doing the stuff, and it's like there's only like three of you. We don't have we don't have the we don't have the mentality for it. Even the people that play soccer that I know, that I've gone and watched games with people, and it's kind of like we're like, because we play, and we're just like, oh, we're just waiting for. Is there a ball around here? Let's kick this bitch around. American football is gay rugby. Yeah, hockey on TV is kind of weird, but hockey in person is awesome. And American football is gay rugby. Yes, it is. It is pretty much so. Yeah, they. I think that see, there's something about all the extra pads that allow them to hurl themselves at each other. So the hits are they can be more violent, but now they've put so many rules in. It's too slow. It's all about the marketing. Whereas these rugby, they're just fucking playing, and you can watch when people get trucked. Yeah, just Frank. Remember the glowing red puck? Yeah, I remember that was years ago. They only did it for a little bit. I don't know why they didn't stick with it because I mean, obviously they know why they didn't, but it would seem it drew me in to watch the shit because watching it as a normal fucking stupid guy that doesn't play hockey, I'd be like, okay, at least I can follow what's going on here. Then they were like, oh, fuck that. I think it was because I think it was pissing off people that are a fan of hockey. Like, if you're not a fan of hockey, you shouldn't be launching it or whatever. They got all like sensitive, like butt hurt, and everybody was like, "Oh, cool new game! Watch the glowing dot." Also, what happened? What happened to that? What happened to the XFL? Remember there was a second football league. The CFL is still there, but there was the XFL, right? What happened to that shit? Because everything Fox does is stupid. Yeah, that's about right. I remember when Fox News was the worst, the worst. And then because the political climate changed so much, they actually look like they're reasonable people now. It's really kind of strange because there was nothing I could stand about anything they had to say ever. Not that I could understand or wanted to listen to anything on media, these devices anyways, these large scale monstrosities. But they could at least maybe a couple entertaining people, a couple okay points of view. And I'd be like, I'll never listen. Like I can't listen to it. I couldn't for the life of me listen to a fucking Republican, a conservative about anything. I'm like, did I just get old or did some weird shit happen where all of the liberal democratic kind of, say la vie shit values that I might have had, even if it was leaning any direction in this whole shit show, it was probably democratic. It was probably quite liberal. And now I find myself going, these liberals are fucking insane. Am I getting old? Like I hang out with crazy people. I get it, but not like that. And I'm listening to these Republican liberals going, you know what? Yeah, I think you might have a point there. These conservative Republicans are just saying things that I go, you know what? You're right. And then you get these liberals over here just fucking things up. And I go, I mean, on most issues, I probably think you're both retarded. But what up, Matthew Nixon? Did the XFL become the ladies' lingerie league? Is that for real? I mean, hey, I'm not watching the whole game of that because at that point you can only watch a couple of minutes, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go fucking watch some porn. Like, what do you? I'm not gonna stare at a Victoria's Secret magazine. If I can watch some porn, what are you doing? But I can see how it's cool. I like watching a little highlight here and there. So it's interesting. Watching hot chicks in lingerie like that could actually they're athletic, and most of them were pretty good looking. Like not only just body wise, they were good looking. But you're like at that point, you're like, are all of you like? Can I look these up? Do they have videos out there somewhere? And then you're like, oh, I should go to Instagram. Like I've never done that, but I'm just saying I could see how that would be the draw. Time for a shower. Matthew, did I catch the blood moon? I did. Crazy enough. This is the other night. I went to bed kind of early because I was a little fucking. Cause I met my neighbor, so we got real drunk early, and well, actually, it wasn't that early. So, but I got to meet my neighbor and hung out with her, and came in, went to bed, and then just randomly woke up at like 3 something, and then my phone 2 minutes later rings. Like this always happens. 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, a friend of mine's like, "What are you doing?" Start talking. She's like, "Yeah, it's the eclipse tonight." So I walk outside and poof, magical eclipse. It's cool. I feel like the blood moon energy just really got some things moved around and everything. And in fact, I told you guys I was having a little thyroid issue. I feel like it's getting better. Told you a while ago, it was like I had like a fucking weird ass infection. Thought it was probably cancer. I'm gonna die. This was like this weird kind of fucking. I don't know if you've ever had. You've ever get sick. There's a little bit of metallic-y weird taste, and it's kind of gone away. I think it was the blood moon healing me, perhaps. XFL found due to free internet porn. Supermodel's playing two-hand touch. Yeah, and the only way there's only two places you can touch them. Can't just be on the arm. Yeah, I mean the way they're set up, they're pretty nice. I mean I think the helmets, they should do something different with the helmets. Like do they really need to have those on? Can't we just give them something different? I mean, they already are. We're already using them as like in that right there. They are objects of sexual desire, and they got pink on and shorts. Like they already know what they're doing. So just upgrade that shit. Let's get that full idiocracy on. Let's just follow in the footsteps of all of those crazy Japanese game shows. Idiocracy meets Japanese game shows becomes I mean, it basically is America at this point, anyways. You tried to see it, you missed it. Oh no, it was perfectly clear skies here. It was really awesome. It was you could see, like, a lot of people said that was Rahu, or the disk that's covering that, and it was pretty plain to see that what it was. And if you look it up, there's a bunch of people that got different angles on it where you see something actually go behind the moon. Oh, nice. Okay. Dwayne bought it. Takeshi's Castle. I don't know the names like that because I don't, but I know of them because you get into you start scrolling through the wide wacky world of YouTube, and all of a sudden you're on Japanese game shows, and you're like, well, this is what I'll be doing today. I want to see all the craziness they're doing, and they do some crazy fucking shit. They have this really interesting like how they deal with like pain and humbling themselves or something, like just the weirdness things they go through. It's always like they do some wild shit, man, and they're always giggling about it. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that they're comfortable with that. Like, people here are like, no, I could eat 48 cheeseburgers and lay in a bucket of cockroaches, but doing something weird where somebody's tickling their balls while some big-breasted Chinese woman is spraying fucking cream cheese in their face. I don't know, like, they just do some weird ass shit, and they're just like, spank this guy, fucking do this, and whatever the fuck. Yeah. Okay, so you're on Takeshi. Kitano and Castle. Okay, I'll check it out. We'll see. My favorite thing from that culture is anything Studio Ghibli or Ghibli. My neighbor Totoro. And oh, Wipeout was based. Okay, I got you. Wipeout was cool. Yep. It was like a more extreme version of that. Yeah, Wipeout was always cool because the commentators always add a little spice to it, and it was violent enough. It was violent enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay. So you know all the Ghibli's, whatever. Yeah, I watched one the other day that was really awesome. When I say the other day, like maybe last year sometime, and I forget the name of it, but it was one I had not seen, and it was about um, one group always turned into pigs, and there was another group that would turn into a different animal. I forget which one it was, but that was really interesting, especially when you get into the symbology of it and what they were trying to tell you. MXC, yeah, I know that one. Yep, most extreme challenge. I know it. It's extreme. Yeah, and I mean, I've never been to the stadium, but even on, I played. I've been to Italy and played soccer in Italy. Like, I went over there like to play. It was like a whole international tournament. So I've been to some games and I've been to some stadiums. But like, I can only imagine watching on TV, like, oh, that's gotta be pretty dope. Although it does whenever you watch like one of these little Mexican stadiums, like they'll be doing that, and all of a sudden it'll just fucking fall apart. You're like watching the stadium just like rock, and you're like, I don't know if those people, they have too much confidence in that. And I know when the people built that, they weren't thinking all of you were going to be doing this. And once they got into that resonant dancing thing, and all of a sudden it just shattered the stadium. Like they weren't thinking about that when they built that 4 years ago. Now they kind of understand what's going on and have to put, stop losses in there. But once you get a whole bunch of people dancing in unison, you're going to create something that could shatter concrete. All right, Just Frank, good to see you, bro. Have a fun and fruitful day. Do weird shit. Good to talk, man. Always funny shit, dude. Yeah, I might even join him in a second because this has been like 2.5 hours. Oh, do not. Yes. Non-gay bandanas. Oh, this is my gay bandana. Yes, I'll buy non-gay bandanas, and he can buy more extremely gay bananas. I'll donate to Just Frank for gay bananas. Bananas are gay for you. Yes, do not forget, like, subscribe, donate $10 or more, and I will buy some bandanas that Just Frank likes. He's not gonna like the other one because the other one's pink. All my cool ones are gone to the universe. Oh well. Yeah, it's been like 2.5 hours. I do have a couple. You want trans bananas? Okay. So we can do a Transformers, a Lego Transformer banana. That kind of probably hurt. You don't want any pieces get stuck in parts of you. Yeah, let me run up out of here because I should probably take a dump. And I got a couple emails and a couple texts I got to answer here. Yeah, I should probably do that. I will remind you guys, you know how it works. CashApp, PayPal, Venmo. That's me. TsarXen. And I do appreciate that because getting Airbnbs is kind of, well, I mean, it's costing me less than my last place, but still it's a whole fucking thing I got to do. So I got to do it ahead of time. I can't wait till the last minute because then I'd be houseless and that would be no good. So if you guys want to, roof over the head helps. Beer in my hand helps either way. And we will. Oh, there's my email and there's my Gmail. And there's my writings and there's my Instagrams. All of that shit. And remember the rules in life. One, be yourself because everybody else is taken. Be weird. Be strange. Enjoy your day. Wait, don't enjoy your day. I don't know. And don't let me tell you what to do. Other than if you feel like you have a lot and you'd like to donate anything, feel free to do that. Give that to me because I'm pretty important. If you can't do it for me, do it for somebody else. And we will talk soon. I'll try to get on here later because I'm still all about whatever conversations you want to have pertaining to anything. I just do have a couple of phone calls to make and a shit to do, like and actually do a poo poo. But it's good to see everybody. Good to see you, champ. Champ. Hey, what up, champ? Super champ. Just Frank and everybody else. Who the fuck else is in here? Peace out, T, and whoever else is in the background, Matthew Nixon, and all of you other weirdos. Have a wonderfully weird day, and we will talk soon. Bye.